Hey, what's up, guys? Just finishing setting up real quick and then we'll get started. You might not be able to see I'll just do it here. YouTube. Hey, what's up, Lightning? Reading Hamlet, Act 2. All right, guys, so we're gonna get started. And thank you, Lightning, for that shout out. So this series is basically just me reading some hard literature. Hamlet is pretty hard, and I'm gonna walk you through how I just like get through it, and more than that, how I actually engage with it intellectually, emotionally, and what actually excites me when I'm reading what might be considered dry, dusty literature. So the main thing is just like maybe the most obvious thing rather is that I kind of parse the grammar and figure out the relationships between like I guess those are two different things. I do sit down and parse the grammar, especially when something feels like important. I will sit down and figure out exactly what the speech is saying or whatever. But beyond that, I'm really just thinking about the characters and what's going on with them internally. So here's my rough synopsis of Act One. There are some ghosts. Oh no, there is a ghost of Hamlet. There's some guards, some sentries. They see the ghost. They report it to Prince Hamlet. Prince Hamlet is already kind of a moody, sort of like, I don't know, like a sort of angsty boy. And he's like, what's up with my mom? It's like, what's up with his uncle? And then when they see the ghost, which the ghost is real to the extent that it can be real, multiple characters in this world have witnessed this ghost. When it comes to actually interacting with the ghost has never said anything, and then suddenly Prince Hamlet has private conference with the ghost of his father. And during this moment, it feels a little unhinged. It's not clear, at least to me, to this reader, it's not clear that what Prince Hamlet heard is reasonable. So we're kind of in the delusions of a particular character's mind, of an angsty boy's mind. So that was the sort of exciting peak of the first act. The general situation being that the uncle apparently has stolen the wife of his brother, the father, his brother, Prince Hamlet's father, and has taken the throne for himself. And also, by the way, Norway is coming. So that's the general backdrop there. Yeah, so that's what I remember. I mean, I might be missing some minor details. There's Polonius, actually, who I'm seeing right now. Polonius and Laertes and Ophelia, that whole family. They're out in like France or whatever. And I don't know what's going to happen with them because I do not remember this story. So here we go. Act 2. What up, AP Tech? His man, Reynaldo. Do we know anything about Reynaldo? Okay, that's what man means. Okay, so I'm just stumbling right now because I'm a little slow. We're in Polonius's apartments. This is back in Denmark still. because his son is the one that's in France, and him, we don't know who the him is, so we're gonna hold on to this him. I will give him this money before you visit him. Okay. Inquire of his behavior. So right now, my gut feeling says Hamlet. Hamlet is being funny, but why would we give Hamlet money? That makes no sense. So probably not Hamlet. My lord, I did intend it. Look, you sir, inquire me first what danskers are in Paris. Oh, it must be his brother. Sorry, his son. Mary well said. Look, you sir, inquire me first what Danish, yeah, and what money, right? Where they stay, okay? What company at the expense? Okay, yeah. Basically, don't ask directly about the son. Just generally ask about Danish people while you're in Paris. Learn about, like, basically spy on my son for me. Okay. This is if some of you have very wealthy parents, when you go to college, your parents will do something like this. Kidding. Well, not 100% kidding, but like, it's a little unusual for America, for people to do that in America, right? I hope. Where are we? I lost track. Sorry, while I was trying to make this dumb joke. Communier, do you mark? Do you get this? Yes. Impart him. Not well. Wait. And impart him, but you may say not well. But if it be he, I mean, he's very wild, addicted so and so. What the hell? And impart him, but not well. Imparting of him. Okay, when you leave him not well, I don't know what the hell's going on. Then I'm just gonna attribute to him what forgeries you please, marry none so rank as may dishonor him, but sir such as gaming, my lord. What? Okay, I'm gonna keep going and try to figure out what this command is, because I don't understand. He wants to make rumors about his own son? I'm like confused. I or drinking, fencing, swearing, quarreling, drabbing. You may go so far. That would dishonor him. Yes, as you may mitigate it in the charge. You must not put another scandal on him that he is open to. That's not my meaning. To sexual excess, but breathes falls so quaintly, so that you may see the taints of liberty. Okay. Okay. We want to give him we want to make him seem. Oh, is this for Hamlet? Wait, that makes no sense. Hamlet's not in France, right? Because the reason I'm thinking Hamlet is because Polonius's daughter Ophelia, there was this whole scene where Polonius's daughter Ophelia is like kind of falling for Hamlet, and so we're just trying to give. And so maybe Polonius wants to stop Ophelia from falling in love with Hamlet by generally making Hamlet seem like a bad person, like sexually a little bit uncontrolled. Not totally uncontrolled, but now I'm actually a little confused. I'm a lord, I wouldn't know that. Wherefore should you do this? Why should you do this? I'm a lord, I wouldn't know that. Mary, sir, here's my drift. This bit is a little confusing as well. I'm gonna keep going. Mary, sir, here's my drift, and I believe it is a fetch of wit. Okay, but it is for his son. It's for his son. Yeah, it's not for Hamlet. A fetch of wit, a justifiable trick, as it were, a little soiled with working. Okay. Mark you, your party. So this is a little bit of, like indirect control that he's exerting over his son. I mean, it would sound out, if you've ever seen in the first, if be assured, he closes with you, he confides you in the consequence, good sir, friend, gentleman, my lord. And then, sir, does he this? What was I about to say by the mass? I was about to say something. Where did I leave? Okay, Okay, Polonius is being a little silly. Closes in the consequence. I'm actually maybe I should have reread. Maybe I should have skimmed Act One a little more. I'm actually feeling a little lost, but here we go. He closes thus. I know a gentleman. I saw him yesterday. Such and such. There was a gaming, overtook in the rouse, falling out, tennis, a brothel or so forth. Okay. Take this carp of truth. See you now that your bait of falsehood take this carp of truth, and thus do ye of wisdom and of reach, with windlasses and with the says of bias, by direction find directions out. So by my former lecture and advice shall you my son. What? Okay. Oh, I see. Oh, I see. Now I get it. Basically, it's not like and impart him. This part is still messing me up really, really badly. But if anybody knows how to parse this particular bit, I don't get it. Line 17. But please drop that in the comment. I just do not get this line at all. But basically, the general idea is that we're gonna say confident, like say more or less confidently, but like in hushed tones, some lies about like, oh, I heard there was this fight, and there was some bad business, some going to the brothel, and then by talking about these little salacious bits, the servant of Polonius Reynaldo will earn the trust of the person in the middle, the French person in the middle, and then the French person will be like, yes, or no, or the Danish guy, Laertes, he did go to the brothel. He didn't go to the brothel. So you'll get confirmation once you earn the trust. And so we're just doing a little bit of like 4D chess, socially speaking, in France. Okay. The kind of thing that I think Americans are famously terrible at, and like Europeans and basically the rest of the world with all these like background politics, right? This is what the rest of the world is good at. Let me see. My lord, I have. So you got me. God be with you very well. Observe his inclination for yourself. Yes, let him work out his music. I don't fully understand that part. Well, my lord, farewell. Ophelia. So, by the way, what's the stake of this? I'm trying to figure out the importance of this character being sexually illicit. If his son is a bit of a libertine, Laertes, I'm almost forgetting his name. If Laertes is a bit of a libertine, then what that does is it creates hypocrisy. Laertes is telling his sister Ophelia, "Oh, don't hang out with Hamlet. Don't be around Hamlet. Hamlet is just like gonna use you or something. I forget. Or it's just a temporary passing fancy. Blah blah blah." And then Ophelia, if you remember, actually kind of has some barbed comments for Laertes, like, you better follow your own advice or something like that in the first act. So I'm guessing we're going to see some hypocrisy in Laertes. Laertes is not going to be was a morally upright character. And then that just creates a little bit more depth, which links back to Hamlet, because it makes Hamlet, like, if the characters around Hamlet are pretty complex, then we're going to expect Hamlet himself to be equally or more complex. So we're just sort of setting the stage. We're triangulating around Prince Hamlet right now. All right, continuing. How now, Ophelia? What's the matter? I'm scared. I was sewing Lord Hamlet. This must be the king. Yes, jacket all unfastened, no hat, stockings fouled, ungartered. His pants down, pale as his shirt, his knees knocking each other. Wait, his is his pants down? What is this? Falling around his ankles. His stockings are sorry, my bad. His stockings are falling around his ankles. Actually, I don't really know like Elizabethan fashion. I don't know what these. I don't actually know 100% how to imagine this. I would normally. I have a small temptation to go look up images, but I'm just gonna move on. I don't know if he's mad for my love, but I fear it. Held me hard, goes to the length of all his arm, and with his other hand, thus over his brow, goes he to hang on, goes what length of all his I'm trying to figure out how I'm supposed to imagine this. He falls to such perusal of my face, so he's watching her face, his other hand over his brow, so he's like thinking. He as if he would draw my face. So he like goes he to the length of all his arm, okay? Long steady so. So he was just staring at me for a long time. He shakes my arm. He shakes his head up and down. He sighs like he's dying. Then he goes head over his shoulder, turned away. Head over his shoulder turned. He seemed to find his way without his eyes. So he's looking at her and then leaves. He went without their helps. Okay, so he was being a total creep. All right, got it. All right, so he grabbed her, stared at her, and then sighed, and then turned around, and then walked out the door while staring at her. Okay, it's very ecstasy of love. It was fine. Okay. I'm sorry. No. Okay, so this is a bit of dramatic irony. We think Polonius, the worrisome father, okay, the father that likes to meddle in the affairs of his children, he is assuming that Hamlet is mad with love for his daughter, his precious daughter. I feared that he wasn't serious, but actually, huh? Oh, I am sorry. I had not believed him. Ah, okay. Okay, so he actually thinks Hamlet is in love with his daughter. So he has a a positive opinion of Hamlet's love now, which is happening. So that's going to complicate things, right? Because Hamlet right now is cooking up this plan to revenge his father. And Hamlet to me seems like a crazy person. And now this crazy person has earned the trust of the father of a girl. And now we're going to maybe move towards a marriage by the end of this, by like Act 4. And then as this wedding is kind of approaching, all hell breaks loose. Something like that. Scene 2. Beyond the fact that we did long to see you. Wait, trying to remember. This is the just the Friends of Hamlet. Okay, Friends of Hamlet. Okay, here we go. Something have you heard of Hamlet's transformation? So call it. Since not the okay, he's not the way he used to be. It seems not to be just about his father. Since you are friends since childhood, I want you to stay. Hang on, what? A little time so that with your company, draw onto pleasures. Okay, so make merry, go party. And to gather so much as from occasion you can make glean. So learn what you can, whether anything to us unknown afflicts him thus. Whether something unknown to us is happening to him, is some negative thing, that if we learn about it, we can actually start to fix. So far sounding very wise. I'm worried about my son, or my nephew, I mean, and I want you to just help me out. Have some fun with him and figure out what's going on. So this is very much a parallel to the first scene where Polonius is asking Reynaldo, to spy on his son and learn what's happening with his son. Now we have the uncle, Claudius. Wait, is Claudius the right? Claudius is correct. Claudius trying to spy on Hamlet. Good gentleman, he's talked much of you. He loves you very, very much. So, and, make it worth it. We will thank you very much. Put your reverent pleasures, can't speak right now, more into command than into both your majesties might, but the sovereign you have of us. Okay. Oh, you didn't have to beg us. You could have just told us, but we will do it. So they're just being good servants to the king and queen. All right. Have him make a present, pleasant. Okay, amen. Scene 3, right? No, scene 2 still. Here we go. Polonius coming in with ambassadors from Norway. Hunts not the trail of policy, so sure as it used to, that I have found the very cause of Hamlet's. Okay. This is going to create some complications here. Okay. Hunts, I do think, and I believe that I have found the very cause of Hamlet's lunacy. If not, then maybe I'm just a little bit old and dumb now. Okay, so start with the independent clause, and I do think that I have found the very cause of Hamlet's lunacy. This is a bit of it's a tip for parsing the grammar, and then move to the independent clause, or to the subordinate clause, or else this brain of mine may be dumb. Give first admittance to the ambassadors. Your news will be the dessert to that feast. Okay. Okay. Once you invite the ambassadors, I'll do the big reveal. He loves my daughter. Okay. Now we're getting. This is good. This is good. Now we're getting complications, okay? This is exciting. This is the first time we hear the queen saying something that isn't just a public matter. We are hearing something from her that's like her actual belief. It's probably just his father's death, our hasty marriage. And now Gertrude sounds very reasonable, okay? Very reasonable, which then pits Gertrude, the mother, against Hamlet, the son. Like, whose side are we on? Now, this is just 2 lines, so it's hard to make a decision based off 2 lines, but she actually sounds very reasonable just from these 2 lines. Well, we shall figure him out, right? Interrogate Polonius. Welcome, my good friends. So ambassadors are back. Say, Voltimand, what's from our brother Norway? Upon our first, suppress his nephews. When we first raised the matter, he tried to counter the levying of the troops, which he thought was against Poland, but he found it was against Denmark, which grieved him. He felt tricked, and he's trying to stop. He has commands to stop Fortinbras. In brief obeys, and in fine makes vow before his uncle nevermore to give. Okay, so good news. No more Norway. 70,000 crowns in annual fee. So score is 20,000, right? Score number value. Ish. Yeah. So 3 score is 60,000 crowns, and his commission to employ those soldiers as so levied as before against the Pollock. Through your dominion for this enterprise on such regards of safety and allowance. Okay. Gives him. Oh, okay. So basically, Fortinbras humbles himself, or he bends, and then the King of Norway says, "All right, then, I will let you fight against Poland. I will let you fight against Poland, but now from Norway to get down to Poland, they have to go through Denmark." So this is interesting. Okay, because now this could be a stratagem. We don't know if for sure the King of Norway is being truthful. It likes us well, and at our more considered time we'll read, answer, and think upon this business. We'll get back to this. Okay, what I'm finding very impressive right now is how unstable the entire setup is. Like, we don't really know anything for sure right now. There's a lot of things in motion, and they're all up in the air, and we have no idea what's going to happen because Shakespeare is just not giving it away. So we're juggling a lot of things. Is the King of Norway for real? Did Hamlet really, is that conversation with his father the right information? What's up with the Queen? What's up with Ophelia and Hamlet? And what's up with Laertes and Polonius? There's a lot going on, okay? And it seems like Polonius is a good person. Maybe the Queen, no, we don't know about the Queen. It seems like Claudius is a bad person. But we really don't know much. We're just sort of guessing. And that keeps the tension very high, which is why I slow down to figure out. And maybe you can't really tell why I'm slowing down at the times that I'm slowing down, but it's because I'm trying to figure out some detail about the character to like learn whether I'm on this character's side or not. The way they respond to each other gives me a sense of like, what's this gonna do? What's this character gonna do later on, right? So that's where that's where the slowdowns come from. Here we go. This business is well ended. My liege and madam, to discuss what match should be, what duty is, why day is day, night time, we're nothing but to waste. Okay, we don't need to do philosophy, I guess. Brevity is the soul of wit, and tediousness the limbs. Tediousness is the limbs of wit, and outward flourishes. Heh. I will be brief. Sorry, we dealt with Norway. Now Polonius is hilarious. Polonius is letting letting parents know that there's, or not parents, well, the king and queen know that Hamlet is in love. this is such a famous line, but it's funny that this second part doesn't get quoted very much. So I'm just trying to figure it out. Brevity is the soul of wit, and tediousness is the limbs and outward flourishes of wit. I don't get it. I will. Yeah, I just don't get it. Like I can't parse this. If anyone can parse lines 90 to 91, please help me. Drop it in the comments because I don't get it. Like, brevity is the soul of wit. Therefore, brevity is the soul of wit and tediousness. No, that's not. That doesn't work. Therefore, brevity is the soul of wit. Therefore, brevity is the soul of wit, and tediousness the limbs, and even if tediousness is the limbs of wit, how does that make sense with brevity unless I don't know the definition of tediousness? Bro, I don't get it. I don't get it. Maybe that's why it doesn't get quoted very much. So I just, yeah. If you know what this is saying, just drop a comment, please, because I don't get that line. Your noble son is mad, and now we're being funny. And I when I'm seeing the scene, I'm seeing this as a little funny. I mean, he says he's just gonna say the point, and then he just says he's crazy. Like, that's not a very good announcement, man. This business is well ended. By the way, so I'm not gonna philosophize what majesty should be, what duty is, why day is day, night is night, time is time. That would just be a waste of time. But he's actually wasting time by saying all that. And then he says, brevity is the soul of wit, and this whole confusing thing. And he says, I'll be brief. Your noble is mad. Your noble son is mad. And now this is just not a very good announcement. More matter. Yes, and yes, that is exactly. Please don't be dumb. Okay, so the queen is like, shut up, and okay, like, the queen is what's like the more get to the point. Get to the point is what the queen is saying. So now we definitely are on the queen's side. Like, this Polonius is being silly. And the queen is definitely sympathetic. Okay, she right now is the closest thing we have to just a breath of fresh air in the entire cast. Do we have anyone else that gives us a breath of fresh air? Only the queen seems like level-minded at the moment. Whew. I swear I am not being fancy. Oh my god, a foolish figure. Okay. Mad, let us grant him then and now. So this reminds me of like grading high school essays. Jesus. When you grade like an AP laying essay, it's so frustrating because you'll just have all these like juniors drop a ridiculous number of vocab words and like rhetorical devices in their essay, and like I'm like, dude, what are you even saying? Like, you're just making a list of words, and that's kind of the feeling I get when I'm reading Polonius. I feel like the queen here. Madam, I swear I use no art at all. That he's mad, 'tis true, 'tis pity. 'Tis true, 'tis true, 'tis pity, and pity 'tis true. A foolish figure, but farewell it, for I will use no art. This character is ridiculous. If you see him on the stage, you're supposed to laugh at him. Mad, let us grant him then, and now remains that we find out the cause of the effect. Why is he mad? And why would he be mad, right? That's basically what he's saying. But then he's saying it in like 5 lines. Thus it remains, and the remainder thus perpend. I have a daughter, have while she is mine, who, in her duty and obedience, Mark, hath given me this. Now gather and surmise. Why is he crazy? Well, think about this. I have a daughter. sit and listen to my soul's idol, the most beautified Ophelia. Oh, interesting. This is just prose at this point. Excellent white bosom. These, and we're just like now we're just like a little uncomfortable. Like, why are we reading Hamlet's letter? Came this from Hamlet to her. Good madam, stay a while. I will be faithful. Be patient, madam. He's telling the queen to chill out. Doubt thou the stars of fire. Thou shouldst be a liar, but never doubt I love. Oh dear Ophelia, I'm ill at these numbers. Are to reckon my groans. Hamlet. And furthermore, hath his solicitings that they fell out by me. Can't speak. All given to mine ear. But how has she received this love? What do you think of me as of a man faithful and honorable? Pause. How has she received this? Okay, so how did she respond? And Polonius says, what do you think of me? Again, he's not really speaking directly. He's not being a very useful servant. As of a man faithful and honorable, I would fain prove so. I would love to prove so. But what might you think when I had seen this hot love on the wing, as I perceived it? I must tell you that. What might my dear Majesty, your Queen here, think? What might you think? No. What would you think if I just saw this and I just kept it a secret? No, I learned. Above your sphere, this must not be. And then I gave her instructions that she should lock herself from his resort, stay away from him. And he fell into sadness, then to a watch, lightness, declension, madness, what we all mourn for. He is mad. So Polonius is saying something ridiculous, which is actually Hamlet is crazy because he loves my daughter. Take this from this. Have I ever been wrong before? Never. Take this from this, if this be otherwise. If circumstances lead me, I will find where truth is hid. Hid indeed within the center. How may we prove it? 4 hours together, okay? I'll loose my daughter to him like a dog. You and I behind a wall and double check. And see how he behaves when he sees my daughter. Be not from his reason fallen thereon. If he does not love her and if he does not act like a crazy person, then fire me. Make me a farmer. Make me a wagon driver. So he's staking his reputation on this ridiculous hypothesis of his. We will test it. Hamlet comes in. Away! I'll board him presently. Oh, give me leave. Okay, weirdly enough, the king and queen just leave instead of wanting to figure it out directly themselves. So I guess the king and queen trust Polonius. Okay. I was not expecting it to be that easy. Well, God have mercy. You are a fishmonger, straight up. Do you know me? Yeah, you're a fishmonger. No. Then you were so honest a man. Then I wished, if you are not a fishmonger, I would wish that you are at least as honest as a fishmonger. Honest, my lord. To be honest as this world goes is to be one man picked out of 10,000. For if the sun breeds maggots in a dead dog, being a good kissing carrion, have you a daughter? Huh. That's gross, first of all. It's a very gross image, and I'm trying to figure out where is this question coming from? Let her not walk in public. Pregnancy is a blessing. Make sure she... He's great. I'll speak to him again. So Polonius is insulted. Let her be pregnant. Hamlet is saying crazy things, and I'm also not understanding where this is coming from. Words, words, words. Dude, this guy is so... What is the matter, my lord? Subject of a quarrel between who? The matter that you read, my lord. Slanders, sir. Lack of intellect with most weak hamstrings. Yeah. Yet I hold it not honesty to have it thus honorable. I do not think it's honorable to have it written down or set down. For yourself, sir, shall grow old as I am. If like a crab you could go backwards. Bro, what is he saying? Though this be madness, yet there is method in it. Okay, so Polonius is confused. I'm confused. Textual comment. I'm gonna skip this one. Okay, this is funny. I mean, we are really just having Hamlet sound like a crazy person. So I do feel like my initial reactions and interpretations are like, I think I'm reading this right, quote unquote. We walk out of the air into my grave. That is out of the air, sure. What's wrong with you, bro? How pregnant sometimes his replies are. An appropriateness that often madness hits on, which reason and sanctity could not so successfully be delivered of. Okay, basically, his speech has the characteristics of a crazy person. I will leave him and immediately contrive the means of meeting him between him and my daughter. My lord, I will take leave of you. You cannot take from me anything except my life. You can kill me. What? These tedious old fools. Okay, Hamlet is hilarious. Again, the only sane people, the truly sane person in this whole story is actually the queen. So let's just keep going. How are you, as the ordinary children of the earth, happy in that we are not ever happy on fortune's cap? We are not the very button. We are just ordinary children of the earth. Nothing extraordinary happens to us. We are not the soles of the shoe. You are not the soles of her shoe either, which I think Hamlet's calling himself the soles of Fortune's shoe. Then you live... Okay, then we're doing some dumb image. In the middle of her favors, kind of faith, her private suite. In the secret parts of fortune, oh, most true, she is a strumpet. This is like funny banter, right? It's like, I don't know if it's more than funny banter, but it's definitely like bros just speaking like bros. And I like how Hamlet is suddenly witty and lucid And I like the extreme contrast with the ridiculousness of all the like this kind of like like sort of overly tortuous like wit kind of literariness, and then suddenly we're just making bro sex jokes, right? And now he's establishing like we're seeing him behave in a more normal way, just being funny. Which, by the way, Shakespeare. I mean, this is the thing about Shakespeare. He's so masterful at like different registers of the language. Like when he writes, he can write as anybody. He can write as any type of character, any level of intellect, right? And that's one of the big draws of reading Shakespeare and rereading Shakespeare. So I can't speak right now. I feel like I'm mumbling, but you get the point. It is a huge contrast, and it has like on the stage in particular, not when I'm just reading it here silently to myself, but on the stage in particular, like you'll hear the length of these lines over here, and then you'll hear the sort of the quick banter going back and forth, and the rhythm of that of the dialogue will change, and you will feel it immediately. As long as you know what's happening, you'll feel it immediately. Basically, confusing words, vagina. Okay, that's what happens. All right, none, my lord, but the world's grown honest. Funny. We're gonna reuse the word honest now. This is carrying through from the initial moment of insanity with Polonius. But the world's grown honest, then is doomsday near. But your news is not true. The world is not more honest. Let me question more in particular. What have you deserved at the hands of fortune, that she sends you to this prison, this Denmark prison? Then the world is a prison, a goodly prison, in which there are many rooms, Denmark being the worst room. We think not, my lord. Why then? 'Tis none to you, for there is nothing either good or bad, but thinking makes it so. To me, it is a prison. Also, a famous quote: "Thinking makes what you think about. If you think something is good, then it's good. If you think something's bad, then it's bad." To me, I think it is a prison. By the way, this is the kind of thing that, like, bro, if you said this to me and I was your friend, I would be so annoyed. This is so tiresome. like, like I would hate my friend being this moody. It's like, oh, if I think it's bad, it's bad, and then just like that's not a conversation. So I'll just note that and I'll move on. But it is. Like, this doesn't make Hamlet look good. Your ambition, you have so much ambition that Denmark is a prison. Oh, I could be in a nutshell, and I could count myself a king of infinite space in a nutshell. So nutshell is smaller than Denmark, obviously, and I could have all of the ambition in the world, except I have bad dreams. Now, dreams can mean ambition, so that's the bit of confusion there. Which dreams indeed are ambition is the shadow of a dream. A dream itself is but a shadow. Truly, and I hold ambition of so airy and light a quality that it is but a shadow's shadow, the dream's ambition. Then are our beggars' bodies, and our monarchs and outstretched heroes the shadows of the beggars. So we're inverting the world right now, just like we're inverting ambition as a shadow of a dream. Shall we to the court? For by my faith I cannot reason. Will wait upon you. No such matter. I will not class you with the rest of my servants to be attended. I would rather speak to you like a friend. Why are you here? So Hamlet is complaining that he's in a prison, and he thinks that beggars are real and monarchs are shadows. And Guildenstern and Rosencrantz, if you see their facial expressions at this point, they'll probably like look a little funny. It's like, what's going on? Beggar, but they're also doing their job. They are learning what Hamlet is thinking. So here we go. Beggar that I am ever poor in thanks, but I thank you, and sure, dear friends, my thanks are too dear. A halfpenny were you not sent for, is it your own inclining? Is it a free visitation? Why are you here? Anything but to the purpose. You were sent for. I have figured it out. Somebody is sending you, and your sense of decency cannot hide the fact that the king and queen have sent you. Why would they send me? You must let me know why they sent you. Let me request, by our friendship, be true. Should we tell him? Ooh, just an aside. Nay, then, I have an eye on you. If you love me, hold not off. Interesting that this is an aside. The fact that this is an aside makes Hamlet seem. This one little detail makes a big difference for me, because if he said it directly to them, it would be a normal conversation. But because he says it privately to us, it makes Hamlet seem like he can't even trust his friends, right? And it actually adds a lot of stress now. Like I felt my stress go up when I imagined this line being delivered. Because now Hamlet, it's like tragically, Hamlet seems really crazy. My lord, we were sent for. Okay. But see, no one wins in these two lines. No one wins. Hamlet is going to get Guildenstern, but we already know that Hamlet is a little bit distrustful. Nay, then, I have an eye of you. If you love me, hold not off. Right? It doesn't sound good. I will tell you why. Forestall your discovery and secrecy to the king, and remain unimpaired. As long as I tell you why you were sent by my parents to me, then you're not going to be betraying my parents. Okay. I have of late, Hung, good to see you. Yes, I vaguely remember you dropping in. I have of late, but wherefore I know not, lost all my mirth. Indeed, it goes so heavily with my disposition that this goodly frame, the earth, is a sterile promontory. This canopy, the air, fretted with golden fire. Why, it is just a pestilent congregation of vapors. Amazing. Amazing. What piece of work is a man? How noble, how infinite in form, how express and admirable. Like an angel, like a god, the beauty of the world, the paragon of animals, and yet to me, what is this quintessence of dust? Man delights not me, nor woman neither. Though by your smiling, you seem to say so. They're laughing at this ridiculousness. Hilarious. That is so good. Congrats, man. Congrats, Hung. Hilarious. And by the way, I'll just use this brief moment to say, guys, if you want to read Hamlet along with me, I will be doing Act 3 next week, same time. All right, so catch up, read Hamlet, Act 3. Read Act 3 before me, and then you can come back to the stream and then compare your reaction to my reaction. Presumably, unless you are very, very, very good at reading, or better than me at least, and you have more connection to Hamlet, presumably for most of you, I will have a stronger emotional reaction to Hamlet, and you'll be able to learn where the interesting bits are. This is hilarious. I'm so glad that we have Rosencrantz and Guildenstern to cut down Hamlet and make him a little bit, you know, to be our sort of normal bros, you know, because this is him. No, this is him being very, I don't know, poetical, so and very philosophical, yeah. But they are laughing. If you delight not in man, what Lenten entertainment the players shall receive from you, we quoted them on the way, and hither they are coming to offer you service. Wait, we are talking about players in the theater. To think, my lord, this feels very meta. Are we talking about the play itself? He that plays the king shall be welcome. Shall use his foil and target. Shall not sigh for free. The humorous man shall end his part in peace. The humorous man, as in the Hamlet himself, shall be able to keep talking. The clown shall make those laugh whose lungs are tickled. On the seer. So this is interesting. I think at this point this requires too much scholarship. Like I can't process exactly what this is, but this feels very like meta Shakespeare. I'm not gonna dwell on this. I'm focusing more on the story and more on the characters, but this is the kind of thing that if you were in college, you'd go back to, and then you would like analyze the hell out of this. A little bit too scholarly right now for me to get into it. I'm gonna move on. Even those you are wont to take such delight in, the tragedians of the city. Their residence, their being in the city, was better both ways. I think their inhibition comes by the means of the late innovation, the recent fashion. They're traveling because the theaters have been banned. No, they're not as popular anymore. This is like meta commentary on the theater. Nay, their endeavor continues in the accustomed pace, but there is an eyrie of children, little Iases, that cry out on top of the questions, and are most tyrannically clapped for it. We're liking these little child actors. They're super popular now. That many wearing rapiers are afraid of goose quills, and they're scarce. What are they? Children who maintains them? How are they escorted? No longer than they can sing. Will they not say afterwards? Common players. To tar them to controversy, there was for a while no money bid for the argument, unless the poet and player there's a whole like cater of child dramatists that are gaining a lot of popularity and power. Trying to see if there's like an analogy to modern day Hollywood, but I can't think of it. Are the boys winning? Yeah, they are winning. So I'm guessing that is a sort of negative view of what's happening here. The War of the Theaters, deliberate for 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 a performance sometime after the original play was written. Okay. Just gonna move on because that's more of a meta commentary on theater. Moving on. It is not very strange, for my uncle is king of Denmark. Mao's at him. Picture. More than natural if philosophy could find it out. The players are coming. Gentlemen, you are welcome to Elsinore. What is Elsinore? Oh. Okay. Yep, we mentioned Elsinore a couple times, and now I know. Elsinger. Okay. Your hands. So this is Denmark, basically. Your hands come then. Let me comply with you. You are welcome, but my uncle father and aunt mother are deceived in what? I am but mad northwest. Huh, that is an amazing line. I love this line. I am just a little crazy. I am but mad northwest. When the wind is southerly, I know a hawk from a handsaw. Huh. Well, be with you, gentlemen. Hark you, Guildenstern, and you too. Happily, perhaps he is the second time come to them, for they say an old man is twice a child. That great baby you see there is not yet out of his swaddling, his baby clothes. Polonius, he's insulting Polonius to Rosencrantz and Guildenstern. Rosencrantz is saying something kind of diplomatic. He comes to tell me of the players' market. You say right, sir, on Monday morning, 'twas then indeed, my lord, when Roscius was an actor in Rome. The actors are come hither, my lord. Buzz, buzz. Upon my honor. Then came each actor on his ass. The best actors in the world. Either for tragedy, comedy, history, pastoral, pastoral comical, historical pastoral, tragical historical, tragical comical, historical pastoral, scene indivisible, or poem unlimited. Polonius is ridiculous. We're just making him as ridiculous as possible. Seneca cannot be too heavy, nor Plautus too light. For the law of writ and liberty, these are the only men. So Polonius is ridiculous. Hamlet is making fun of him. Oh, Jeff, the judge of Israel, what a treasure hadst thou! He won. His daughter became the sacrificial victim. Pious chanson from which Hamlet subsequently sings. Wait, so like, oh, what a tragedy! I have to sacrifice my daughter. What a treasure had he, my lord? Why, one fair daughter and no more, which is funny because there's a bit of a Polonius pun here. And welcome to the stream, Jay. No, not my first time, but my first time in more than a decade, so I basically forgot everything. Here we go. One fair daughter and no more. We have Polonius who has a daughter, and we have this like multi-level pun happening where I'm not sure exactly how to process this, because we're annoyed. Hamlet's a little annoyed at Polonius that he's just talking about these actors, and Polonius right now is trying to get Hamlet to trying to arrange so that Hamlet and the daughter are together so that the king and queen can spy on them. I don't even know how Hamlet knew that Polonius was going to talk about the theater, but whatever. One fair daughter and no more, the which he loved, passing well, loves my daughter very, very much. Loves the daughter very. This is like weirdly ominous. I honestly don't know, and I can't tell what's gonna happen to Ophelia. But now I'm getting the I'm getting the vibe that Ophelia, something bad is going to happen to Ophelia by the end. By the way, don't spoil anything for me, but yes, Polonius, yapper is the right word. He definitely yaps. Am I not in the right? Oh, Jephthah. If you call me Jephthah, my lord, I have a daughter that I love passing well. Nay, that makes no sense. Why? As by lot, God wot. And then it came to pass as most like it was. The first row. Out the passion Shalom will sell you more abridgment. Those who cut me short also enter to me. For look where I'm getting, hey, look, quick interruption. The players are coming. You're welcome, masters, welcome all. Thy valence, since I fringed, okay, we're getting older, comes thou to beard me in Denmark. Well, what, my young lady and mistress? By Our Lady, your ladyship is near to heaven than when I saw you last by the altitude of a Chopin. Pray God, your voice like a piece of uncurrent gold be not cracked within the ring. Okay. Pray God, your voice, hey little boy girls, be good. Wait, masters, you're all welcome. We'll get to it. We'll have a speech. Give us a taste of your quality. Wait, I'm actually slightly unclear on who he's talking to, who this person... Oh, my bad. This is Hamlet. Oh, I got confused because I saw the word masters and I assumed the players were the ones saying masters. Okay, so this whole thing was Hamlet and now I lost track. Let me do this again. Are you coming to... You guys are older now, so this is connected to that earlier comment about the young boys. My young lady, by Our Lady, your ladyship is near to heaven than when I saw you last, by the altitude of a... So you were very small back then. Okay, there we go. I hope that your young voices have not matured too much. You're all welcome. We'll get to it like French falconers. We'll go right to it. We'll have a speech. Give me a speech. Give me your quality. A speech. What speech? So... Weird digression, honestly. We're just, and I thought we were gonna try to get Ophelia in, but right now we're just doing this. We're really, Hamlet is a very intellectual work. You can tell that Shakespeare is like kind of messing with the genre a little bit, right? He's doing things that are not like just the story itself. So a lot of layers to unpack there in terms of just like if you're like a scholar of this stuff. I'm gonna just keep moving on, but this is the kind of thing that I wouldn't really recommend focusing on your first read through. I heard thee speak me a speech once, but no, it was never acted, or if it was, not above once for the play I remember. Please not the million. 'Twas caviar to the general. But it was, as I received in others, whose judgments this measure cried in the top of mine, an excellent play. So caviar is apparently not very good. Oh yeah, or it's not good for the general. Okay, so you had a very high quality speech, very smart speech that the smart people enjoyed. No salads in the lines to make the matter savory. Nor no matter in the phrase that might indict the author of affectedness, but called it an honest method as host. This whole honesty, this act 2 is all about honesty, and Hamlet is crying out for honesty, and by very much more handsome than fine. One speech in it I chiefly loved. It was Aeneas talking to Dido. Priam slaughter. Let me see. And now we have Hamlet being the consummate poet. He's gonna do it from memory. The rugged Pyrrhus, like the Arcanian beast, 'tis not so, it begins with Pyrrhus. The rugged Pyrrhus, he whose sable arms. There we go. So he's restarting the poem from memory. Black as his purpose did the night resemble, when he lay couched in the ominous horse, hath now this dread and black complexion smeared with heraldry more dismal. Okay, a little dark. What is Pyrrhus? Give me Treya to avenge the death of the... Okay, well, I didn't even know about that. Okay, Pyrrhus. So he So Paris is the Hamlet figure right now. He's going to avenge his father, Achilles. Looking dismal. Total gules. He's totally red. Inked with the blood of fathers, mothers, daughters, sons, baked and encrusted with the parching streets. Okay, very visceral. We have a lot of imagination in Hamlet, by the way. Hamlet can speak in many ways, and a lot of imagination, a lot of imaginative force in Hamlet's language here. Roasted in wrath and fire, and thus oversized with coagulate gore, with eyes like carbuncles. Old grandsire Priam seeks. So proceed you. Well spoken with good accent. Very good, Polonius. So the Polonius is complimenting, and now the player continues. Striking too short at Greeks, his antique sword, rebellious to his arms, lies where it falls, repugnant to command. Wait, well, how come this sounds so different? I'm not going to investigate that one. Moving on. Okay, striking to... So he's no longer able to fight, I guess? Unequal matched. Paris at prime drives, in a rage strikes wide. Paris at Priam drives, in rage strikes wide, but with the whiff and wind of his fell sword, the unnerved father falls. Then senseless Ilium, with flaming top, stoops to his base, and with a hideous crash takes prisoner Paris' ear. Okay, so let me just remind myself what happened with Priam. Came to Troy to avenge the death of his father, Achilles. The murder of the Trojan king Priam at the end of... Okay. So, Paris kills Priam. Priam... father of Hector, right? And unequal match. So Priam dies, and now Trojan stoops to the base and takes Paris' ear. Prisoner Paris' ear. For lo, his sword, which was descending on the white head of Priam, seemed to stick. So as a painted tyrant, so Pyrrhus stood as a painted tyrant like nothing. So this is an interesting bit of foreshadowing. Very interesting. He will do the job. He will kill Claudius, but at the end, he will just be empty. It's beautiful, honest. I actually love this. But as we often see, against some storm, a silence in the heavens, the wreck stands still, the bold wind speechless, and the orb below us hushes death, and on the dreadful thunder doth rend the region. So after Paris' pause, a roused vengeance sets him anew a work, and never did the Cyclops' hammer fall on Mars' armor, forged for proof etern, with less remorse than Paris' bleeding sword now falls on Priam. So he didn't... Wait, I'm kind of... which was declining on the head. What I'm doing right now is I'm trying to process this scene. And it seems like he didn't kill Priam right away. And now there's a pause where he's about to kill Priam, but he hasn't. And now a vengeance sets him new a work. And then he does strike him. I see. Intense. Intense. Beautiful scene. Love this scene. love this Polonius, you fucker. Dude, that's honestly so annoying. Jeez. What was I just saying? Oh my God. Oh my God, so funny, dude. Shakespeare, so funny. Okay, let me get back to it. Out, out, strumpet fortune, all you gods in general synod, take away her power, break all the spokes and fellies from her wheel, and bowl the round nave down the hill of heaven as low as to the fiends. No more fortune. So, honesty, fortune, and then we have Polonius. It shall be cut short. He's for a jig, bawdry, or he sleeps. So, we're making fun of Polonius. I think if you guys remember, there was this whole thing about, there we go. Caviar to the general, an excellent play. Here, Polonius is the general, and we are making fun of Polonius. You're not going to get this, Polonius. Polonius needs a jig. He needs a tale of bawdry. Otherwise, he will fall asleep. Because Polonius, he's not so intellectually gifted. But who, ah woe, had seen the mobled queen. That's good. The mobled queen. That's good. Actually, yeah, so apparently that's kind of a silly phrasing, I guess. Run barefoot up and down, threatening the flames with bison room. A clout upon that head. Where late the diadem stood, and for a robe about her lank and all o'er team and loins, a blanket and the long feel caught up. Would have pronounced treason against fortune's state, but if the gods themselves did see her then, with his or her husband limbs, and birth the climate that she made, unless things mortal move them not at all, would have made milch the burning eyes of heaven and passion in the gods. It was very, very sad what happened when the queen, when Priam's queen saw this happening. And look whether he has not turned his color and tears in his eyes. This is prithee no more. So this is talking about Hamlet. Okay. So this is talking about, what's her name? What's the queen's name? Gertrude? I'm losing track. Oh, Gertrude, yeah. So we're foreshadowing Gertrude seeing Claudius die. This is so epic, actually. It's so epic, right? The sun comes to strike down Claudius, pauses, and then strikes him down, and then Gertrude weeps. But we already know Hamlet is not going to be as heroic as Pyrrhus. There's going to be a big difference between Hamlet and Pyrrhus, and we're going to see it in Act 4 or 5. Look where he has not turned his color, and Hamlet is now crying, thinking about this. He has to enact this. This is his fate. He has to kill Claudius. 'Tis well, I'll have thee speak out. The rest of this soon. I'm going to stop you now. Good, my lord. Make sure they're comfortable, for they are the summary and brief chronicles of the time. After your death, you were better have a bad epitaph than their ill report while you live. God's bodkin man, much better. Use every man according to his deserving, and who shall escape the whipping? We'll hear a play tomorrow. Dost thou hear me, old friend? Can you play The Murder of Gonzago? Well, have it tomorrow night. So, another murder play. You could, if necessary, study a speech of some dozen or 16 lines, which I would set down and insert in it. Could you not? Oh, meta. All right, so now we're going to have a play for tomorrow where I think maybe the king and queen and probably Ophelia too will all join in. And Hamlet is going to put in a secret message, maybe? I don't know. Very well, follow that, Lord. And this part, I feel like the secret message is right. I feel like I'm actually remembering that from high school to some extent. I literally don't really remember Hamlet, but I think that happens. So we'll see in the next act. Goodbye to you. Now I am alone. What a rogue and peasant slave am I. Is it not monstrous that this player here could force his soul so to his own conceit? Is it not monstrous that this player here, I am a peasant slave, right? And remember earlier he was saying monarchs are shadows of beggars. Is it not monstrous that this player here in a fiction could make his inside and his outside conform, that from the working of the soul, his appearance from the inside, his outside matches, where he can imagine himself in horror, and then he will look like somebody in horror, or somebody in sadness or distraction or whatever, right? And his whole function suiting with forms to his conceit. Yeah. And all for nothing. It's just for fun. For Hecuba. Let me learn a little bit about Hecuba. Is probably what some Queen of Troy. The for Hecuba. What's Hecuba to the player, or the player to Hecuba, that the player should weep for this idea. So the actor, when I say player, I mean actor. What's Hecuba, the actual character, a person, even though she's mythological, to the actor, or the actor to Hecuba, that he should weep as Hecuba? What would he do had he the motive? For me, I have a very, very strong motive, a real passion. He would drown the stage with tears and cleave the general ear with horrid speech. And yet I, a rascal, like John a Dreams, I'm doing nothing for my cause. I can do nothing. Not for a king upon whose sovereignty and dear life a damned defeat was made. This is talking about his father. Am I a coward? Who calls me villain, breaks my face, head across, plucks off my beard, blows it in my face, takes me by the nose? Who does me this? Soon as I should take it, for it cannot be, but I am pigeon-livered and lack all to make oppression bitter. I lack the anger to move forward with this, or before this I should have fatted all the kites with this slave's offal. Right, if I were brave, if I were more like Pyrrhus, I would have already killed Claudius, and I would have fed his intestines to the birds of this region's skies. Bloody body villain, kindless villain. Oh, vengeance, why, what an ass am I. This is most brave that I, the son of a murdered king, must like a whore unpack my heart with words and fall a cursing like a very drab. I am like a whore unpacking my heart with words, because when a prostitute unpacks her heart with words, it's false, right? It's just okay. So we're earning. So Hamlet is actually earning a bit of my trust, and probably yours too. He's self-aware. All of his mad ravings to his consorts, his friends, his servants, or all of those mad ravings are one side of Hamlet, but now we have this other side, this sort of self-aware side. Interesting, interesting. A lot's happening. This is very exciting. Okay, compared to Act One ended very well. Act Two is ending with a lot to chew on. Fie on it, foe, about my brains. I have heard that guilty creatures sitting at a play have by the very cunning of the scene been struck so to the soul that presently they have proclaimed their malefactions. So, the audience, when the play is really, really, really good, will proclaim their malefactions immediately. They will curse at the scene. So this is funny. This actually is an interesting meta play from the writer. In a weird way, I'm seeing these lines as sort of pressuring the acting company to perform this really, 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 really well. What I mean is this. I'm the writer, and I say, in my own speech by one of my own actors, I have heard that when a play is done right, the audience will shout and jeer. That's the way I'm reading it. Let me know if you have a different interpretation. One more time. If this play is any good, like the actor is actually going to say this to the audience. If a play is any good, the audience will shout and jeer. Now this does two things. One, it encourages the audience to shout and jeer. But also two, it sets the standard that if you're going to play this play, if you're going to act this play out, you better be good. You better be good. So a bit of cunning there, to reuse that word. For murder, though it have no tongue, will speak with the most miraculous organ. I'll have these players play something like the murder of my father. Very meta, many layers here. We're watching a play. In this play, Hamlet is referencing a Greek poem / play. Now Hamlet is directly editing a play before Claudius. Wild. I'll observe his looks. I'll tent him to the quick. And if he do blench, I know my... Oh, literally double spying. The king and queen are going to watch Hamlet to see if he reacts to Ophelia. And Hamlet is going to be observing Claudius, the king, to see if the king reacts to the murder of King Hamlet. There we go. So, to use Lion King as an example, it's like if Simba showed a movie, an animated movie, to Scar, okay? If Simba showed an animated movie to Scar, basically, in this animated movie, a version of Hamlet plays out where Scar sees an uncle killing the father, his brother, right? Then Lion King would be more like Hamlet. Oh, it's okay. Many layers right now. But imagine Lion King, except there's a scene before Simba decides to come back where he actually watches Scar watch a movie about Scar killing Mufasa. Whoa, okay. So that's the number of layers right now in this particular play. The spirit that I have seen may be a devil, and the devil have power to assume a pleasing shape. Weird. He's talking about the ghost, and the ghost is having the power to assume the shape of his father, which is pleasing. But there is a second meaning here, which seems obvious enough in this context. In this context, we're talking about plays, so we have the spirit that I saw, maybe a devil, and like an actor, and the actor has power to assume the shape of something else. I don't know. I don't know what to do with that, but it's just layers, many layers going on right now. Yea, and perhaps out of my weakness and my melancholy, as he is very potent with such spirits, abuses me to damn me, to deceive me, deceives me to damn me. And maybe this ghost, because I'm in such a bad shape, is actually deceiving me to damn me to hell. Because this ghost is the devil. So, fun times. Remember at the end of Act 1, I was like, hey, there is no witness to the conversation Hamlet's having with the ghost. Hamlet himself is aware. He himself is like, am I being deceived? Which makes this, so good. So good. Like, it's so hard to know what's going on. I'll have grounds more relevant than this. The play's the thing wherein I'll catch the consciousness of the king. So good. Okay. What happened in Act 2? Man, the Queen came out looking good, and Hamlet actually eventually came out looking good. Hamlet is aware of himself, and now there's this double play, like in The Departed, the movie, where, what's that called when you have, like, is it called double spy? Like, double spy movies? Double mole movies? Double agent movies. Double agent. What's a double agent? Oh no, double agent is not the same. When they just a double agent is when you're just working on when one person is working on both sides. So that's not. I'm talking about the Departed double agent, but it's not double. It's like spy versus spy. Is it called spy versus spy? Spy versus spy. But that's a cartoon, right? I don't think that's a what's the term? There has to be a term for this, right? Anyway. Okay, it's not important enough. I'm just going to complete my thought here. Yeah, so we have Polonius with this ridiculous idea, getting the king and queen to observe Hamlet, to see his reaction to Ophelia, and we have Hamlet with much smarter idea, now trying to test it. Okay, he's actually trying to make it more objective, because he doesn't fully trust his ghost. That's the ghost of his father. He doesn't fully trust it. He wants to have a more concrete proof. He wants to see Claudius react to a play where the uncle in this play murders the father, his brother. Now, is that going to be good evidence? Probably not. Okay, next act, we're going to see Claudius maybe not react at all, right? And if Claudius doesn't react at all, then Hamlet's like just shit out of luck. What is he supposed to do? We're still stuck in the madness. Or maybe he reacts, but in a sort of weird way where it's unclear. And so I'm gonna guess that we're not gonna get a clear signal that Claudius murdered King Hamlet. And so Hamlet's just gonna continue to play circles, run in circles in his mind. And he's never going to live up to Pyrrhus, the one who avenges Achilles, his father, by killing Priam. Oh my God, so much going on. So much going on. So good. So good. This is such a good play. All right, so that's it for me today. Guys, I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm going to be streaming Hamlet Act 3 1 week from now on my April the 8th, in US time, April the 7th. If you want to read along with me, maybe improve. This is going to improve your reading as well. Improve your reading, but also just experience a play that you may have already read for school, but experience it like properly this time, not because anyone's forcing you to do it, but because you want to get more out of it. Go ahead, read Act 3 before me, and then compare my reaction to your reaction and see what you can glean from this play by reading along with somebody who genuinely is enjoying the fuck out of this play. It's such a good play. Okay, so very, very, very fun. By the way, besides that, I will be streaming a Blue Book Practice SAT 6, which came out a week ago. I'm going to be streaming that sometime this week. I also have, for my paid members, 3 tiers. The first tier is just advice. For $2 a month in the US, you can just get a weekly private advice stream where you just chat with me and ask me questions about anything. The second tier is a sort of peer group study, structured practice schedule where I actually give you guys feedback weekly. And then the third tier is an actual weekly class on certain SAT reading question types where I'll help you, I'll teach you specific strategies for specific question types, exactly what you're supposed to do when you see a question type in the next 5 seconds, in the next 10 seconds, like what's the first move, what's the second move, what's the third move after that, what happens when you get stuck. I'll walk you through all of that in the third tier. These are called Give Me Advice, Give Me Structure, Give Me Knowledge. If you need some help on the SAT, go ahead. Go into the description. Go into the description below. Hang on. Yeah, get into the description below, and you'll be able to find the links for signing up. All right, that's it for me. Until next time, keep on learning, keep on growing. Peace.